Hello, I'm Dr. Sarah Chen, and at 89 years old, I still practice medicine, teach yoga, and help patients transform their lives through simple yet powerful movement practices. Today, I'm going to share a remarkable 3-minute routine that has helped thousands of my patients regain their vitality, improve their posture, and boost their overall health, regardless of their age or fitness level. You might be wondering how I maintain such energy and mobility at my age. The secret lies in a series of gentle yet incredibly effective core-strengthening movements I discovered during my medical residency in Japan over 5 decades ago. What I learned there changed not only my approach to aging, but also how I help my patients maintain their independence and vitality well into their golden years. Let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old former track athlete who came to my clinic last year. He could barely walk without assistance, suffered from chronic back pain, and lived in constant fear of falling. His once active lifestyle had deteriorated to the point where he couldn't even tend to his beloved garden. Traditional exercises and physical therapy hadn't provided lasting relief. But after just 6 weeks of practicing this specific 3-minute routine, James walked into my office, standing tall, moving confidently, and beaming with pride. He told me, "Dr. Chen, I feel like I've gotten 20 years of my life back." Now you might think this sounds too good to be true. I understand that skepticism. I felt the same way when I first observed similar techniques being practiced by centenarians in a small Japanese village. But after decades of clinical practice and research, I've refined these movements into a simple routine that anyone can do, regardless of their current fitness level or mobility limitations. What makes this approach different is its focus on activating what I call your body's power center, the deep core system that affects everything from your breathing to your balance, from your digestive health to your emotional well-being. And the best part? You don't need any special equipment, just 3 minutes of your day. Before we dive into the science and the specifics, comment below where in the world you're watching from. The problem with most core exercises is that they either focus too much on superficial muscles or require movements that are too strenuous for many people, especially as they age. What I'm about to share works differently. It targets the entire core system through gentle, coordinated movements that actually become more effective as you age. During my early years practicing medicine in Japan, I witnessed something remarkable. In a small mountain village, I met numerous individuals in their 80s and 90s who moved with the grace and stability of people decades younger. What caught my attention wasn't just their longevity, but their daily movement practices, particularly a sequence of gentle core-engaging exercises they performed each morning and evening. One elderly woman, Keiko-san, then 92, demonstrated movements so fluid they seemed almost magical. When I asked about her secret, she simply said, "We keep our center strong, like a tree with deep roots." This wisdom sparked my journey into understanding the profound connection between core strength and overall vitality. Through years of research and clinical observation, I discovered that these traditional movements aligned perfectly with modern medical understanding of how our core system functions. You see, your core isn't just your abs. It's an intricate network of muscles that works like an internal corset, supporting your spine, organs, and even your breathing. The real breakthrough came when I started adapting these movements for my Western patients. Take Maria, a 65-year-old grandmother who suffered from chronic digestive issues and persistent back pain. Like many, she'd tried countless core exercises that either hurt too much or seemed impossible to maintain. When I introduced her to this gentle routine, she was skeptical but willing to try. The movements were so subtle at first, Maria told me, I wondered if they were doing anything at all. But within just 3 weeks, she noticed significant improvements. Her digestion normalized, her back pain diminished, and she could play with her grandchildren without fear of injury. What makes this approach revolutionary is its focus on what I call the golden thread principle, the idea that our core muscles work best when engaged through gentle, coordinated movements that mirror natural body patterns. Think of it like tuning a fine instrument. You don't need force, you need precision and consistency. This understanding led me to develop a 3-minute routine that targets the entire core system while being gentle enough for anyone to practice, regardless of their current fitness level or age. The key lies not in the intensity of the movements, but in their specific sequence and the way they activate deep core muscles most exercises never reach. Let me explain exactly how this 3-minute routine works. The first key movement is what I call the golden thread breath. Imagine a golden thread running from the crown of your head through your spine to the floor. As you breathe in, feel this thread gently lifting you, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, feel your deep core muscles softly drawing in, like they're hugging that golden thread. This seemingly simple breathing pattern actually triggers what we call the thoracolumbar fascial system, a network of connective tissue that works like an internal support system. When activated properly, it creates a natural corset effect that supports your entire core. The second movement is the gentle tiger roll. Think of a tiger waking up from a nap, how they roll their spine with such fluid grace. Lying on your back, you'll make tiny, controlled movements that wake up each vertebra individually. This movement helped Robert, an 80-year-old patient, avoid hip surgery by restoring his natural spinal mobility and core stability. The final piece is the bamboo sway, inspired by how bamboo bends in the wind without breaking. Standing or sitting, you'll create small, controlled movements that challenge your balance system while engaging your deep core muscles. Patricia, an 85-year-old former walker user, mastered this movement and now practices Tai Chi independently. What's fascinating is how these 3 movements work together to create what I call the core trinity effect. The breath activates your deep stabilizing muscles, the roll mobilizes your spine, and the sway challenges your balance system. Together, they create a comprehensive core workout that's both gentle and incredibly effective. I've seen remarkable transformations in patients who committed to this routine. Take Helen, a 78-year-old who struggled with chronic constipation and poor posture. After just 4 weeks of practicing these movements, her digestive system regulated naturally, and she grew an inch taller as her posture improved. "It's like my body remembered how to work properly again," she told me. The science behind this approach is rooted in neuroplasticity, your body's ability to create new neural pathways at any age. By performing these precise movements daily, you're essentially reprogramming your core muscles to work more efficiently, creating lasting improvements in strength and stability. Now, let me guide you through the exact movements of this transformative routine. We'll start with the golden thread breath, which forms the foundation of everything we do. Lie comfortably on your back, knees bent if that feels better for your lower back. Imagine that golden thread extending through your spine, and take 3 slow breaths, feeling your ribcage expand gently in all directions. As you exhale, focus on drawing your lower belly in slightly, as if you're zipping up a snug jacket from bottom to top. This activates your transversus abdominis, your body's natural corset. Many of my patients are surprised to discover they've never properly engaged this muscle before. Next comes the gentle tiger roll. Still lying down, keep that same breathing pattern, but now imagine your spine as a string of pearls. With each exhale, Allow one vertebra at a time to settle into the floor, starting from your tailbone and moving up. This gentle rolling motion hydrates your spinal discs and awakens your deep core muscles. The key here is to move slowly and with awareness. As one of my patients, Tom, a 70-year-old with chronic back pain, said, "It's like I'm finally speaking my spine's language." Within weeks, his persistent pain had diminished significantly. For the bamboo sway, we'll move to standing, though you can do this seated if needed. Place your feet hip-width apart, knees slightly bent. Imagine you're a tall bamboo stalk, gently swaying in a breeze. The movement should be subtle, originating from your core, not your shoulders or hips. What's crucial to understand is that these movements work together synergistically. The breath provides the foundation, the roll creates mobility, and the sway challenges your stability. This combination triggers what we call the core integration response, where your body learns to maintain proper alignment and support naturally. Let me be clear about something important. While this routine is gentle, it's not passive. You should feel a deep sense of engagement, like your core is quietly humming. If you experience any sharp pain or dizziness, pause and consult your healthcare provider. This is especially important if you have osteoporosis, recent surgery, or acute back issues. I've seen remarkable results when people commit to this routine twice daily, morning and evening. Sarah, an 82-year-old artist, regained the ability to stand at her easel for hours after just 2 months of practice. "I feel like I've discovered my body's reset button," she told me. Let me emphasize 3 key points that make this 3-minute routine so transformative. First, consistency matters more than intensity. Even on days when you can only manage 1 or 2 of the movements, that's perfectly fine. Every bit counts towards rebuilding your core strength. Second, progress happens in layers. You might notice improved digestion first, then better posture, and finally enhanced balance and energy. Trust this natural progression. Remember Margaret, my 91-year-old patient. She started with just the breathing pattern, and within 3 months, she was doing the full routine with remarkable precision. Third, this isn't just about physical strength. It's about reclaiming your confidence and independence. When your core is strong, every movement becomes more stable and assured. As James, our former track athlete, told me recently, "I used to worry about falling with every step. Now I'm back to working in my garden, playing with my grandkids, and even planning a hiking trip." I've seen thousands of patients transform their lives through these simple movements. Take Patricia, who went from using a walker to practicing Tai Chi independently. Or Michael, who avoided back surgery by committing to this routine. Their success stories all share one common thread. They trusted the process and stayed consistent. Before we conclude, remember that this routine can be adapted to your needs. If standing is challenging, start seated. If lying down is uncomfortable, use pillows for support. The key is to begin where you are and progress naturally. I encourage you to start this journey today. Your body has a remarkable capacity for renewal at any age. Just as I've maintained my vitality into my late 80s, you too can experience the transformative power of these movements. Begin with 3 minutes, twice daily. Pay attention to how your body feels. Notice the small improvements. Celebrate each milestone. And remember, I'm here with you on this journey to better health and vitality. If you found this information helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit. In my next video, I'll show you specific breathing techniques for better sleep. Until then, this is Dr. Sarah Chen, wishing you strength, balance, and vibrant health at any age. Remember, your core is your power center. Nurture it with these movements, and it will serve you faithfully for years to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.